What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Although it is just way too early in early access to be doing hero spotlights, here I am wanting to talk about the DPS Huntress. Now, I've had lots of folks ask me as I have been playing her a lot, and she is super fun. First things first, let's take a look at the Huntress's abilities all the way across the board. Now, of course, the regular old left-click mouse button is the Hunter Shot. It's just firing the weapon, it is your primary attack, and mouse number 2 is reloading said weapon. Now, there's one thing to be said about the Huntress's abilities, and that is they both scale like poo. So don't put any points into the Huntress abilities, as it's just not paying off at all. Now, the piercing shot, just not impressive. Adrenaline Rush by itself, without putting any points into it, is actually really good. However, if you go and you jack a bunch of points into it, it doesn't really get that much better. However, Adrenaline Rush by itself is just an absolute beast. So, with all that in mind, when we're taking a look at the Huntress's stats, the number one thing you want to stack is attack. So you want attack value on all of your armor pieces. To me, what the perfect setup for armor was Vitality, Attack, Agility, and Casting. Vitality, of course, is our health pool. Attack is going to buff that primary weapon damage. Agility is our movement speed and jump height. And Casting is how fast we can repair, we can place defenses, etc. So those 4 stats were the ones for me, without a doubt putting attack as the number 1 priority. As you see with my rune power, I did dump all of my points into attack. Now, there is a few things you're going to want to get to first. Of course, the agility cap is 100. I'm getting 115 off my gear, so I've actually got 15 wasted points. However, if you are under 100 and you have a few hundred rune points to spend, get your agility up to 100, it'll get you to the speed cap, and you're going to be running at the maximum speed that the Huntress can run. Now, in addition to that, when you upgrade your armor, don't forget to go into that unnamed value at the bottom, which is a locked value that you will have to put points into other areas first before you upgrade. This, of course, is the armor value, and that is going to get our damage reduction up. As you see, I'm at 106% damage reduction. Now, that doesn't mean I'm immune to damage. What this means is each difficulty that I scale up, I'm going to be taking less and less. So I'm at 106% immunity in the easiest game mode. So if I load into medium, I'm going to be immune to damage. I can just let mobs wail on me and I might get hit for 1. It's just not going to be anything. Now, in insane mode, I am taking a little bit of damage, but just not much. I really can sit there and just dispatch the Dark Elf Warriors as I see fit, as if they're wailing on me, I can just focus on whatever I'm prioritizing at the moment and worry about them later, as I'm just not going to die. Now, as I mentioned, Adrenaline Rush is just beast. So, a couple things you want to do, you're going to want to get yourself a kitty cat. This is going to drop from Alchemical Labs. The main thing you are focused on here is Pet Power. Pet Power is king. As you see, I got a pretty decent one, 1.46 Pet Power. Rumor has it will go up to about 1.54, so I don't have a maxed out prop cat, but I've got a pretty darn good one right here. It hits 2 max targets, meaning it will buff me, and it'll buff one of my homies. And then I actually got really lucky with the stat rolls. I got the stats I was looking for. Vitality, Attack, Agility, and Casting are all on this prop cat, so it's a win. I am loving it. Now, first things first, let's get rid of the prop cat altogether. And let's check out our DPS. Now, you've got another awesome thing with the Huntress, and that is she is weapon dependent. Now, this means when you first fire up the game, she's just gonna suck. But as you get better and better weapons, the Huntress is gonna immediately start scaling up absurdly. Now, depending on what weapon you like and what playstyle you like, there's lots of good choices. My favorite so far is definitely the paintball gun. Now, this is single target damage. It's going to drop in the Act 3 maps, And this particular weapon is basically just a machine gun, and I absolutely love it. So the paintball gun is what I'm using most of the time. However, there's a lot of really cool weapons that go super well. So if we take a look at, you got the face melter, which is a flamethrower. So that's doing AoE damage to everything down the lane. That is just beast mode. The face melter is good stuff. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love the laser pistol. It's not putting out the damage, but one thing about the laser pistol is it goes pew pew when you pull the trigger, and I just absolutely love the pew pew effect. Now, you can also do yourself some nice bits of damage with a grenade launcher, particularly if you're in an area where groups of mobs are really collecting. A grenade launcher is going to wipe them all out and is super fun to play with. However, as I mentioned, my very favorite weapon is the paintball gun, and I also like that minigun as well, but I'm getting slightly better results with the paintball gun. What you're looking for in a paintball gun is just as many upgrades as possible. They are super rare to get a legendary one that has a decent amount of upgrades. In fact, until this one dropped as legendary, but until I found this one, I was using this paintball gun, which actually was an epic item that I upgraded and it turned into legendary. When you're upgrading this particular gun, you're going to want to make sure you go into range damage, but in addition to that, you want to get the fire rate down. The maximum fire rate that you're going to be able to get to on the paintball gun is 0.1, which means it's firing 10 shots a second, and it is just amazing. So let's take a look at the paintball gun with no pet. You see we're wrecking out 295,000 DPS. It's doing 29,000 and change per shot. Not too shabby at all. However, we want to have a kitty cat, right? So let's go ahead and grab our cat and check out what we can do here now. Now we're up to about 750,000 DPS, which is pretty darn nice as well, and it's definitely enough to completely melt any ogres that you run into in the current content we have. However, as I mentioned, although the adrenaline rush scales like crap with stat points, it's just really good by itself. Now, the adrenaline rush is going to increase our rate of fire, which is going to make us shoot even faster. It's going to give us increased movement speed and that ridiculous jump height, which gives the Huntress just an amazing amount of mobility and makes her just super fun to play. Now, if we combine all this together and we've got our prop cat, we're going to go ahead and pop our adrenaline rush, and now we see we're going to be able to really rip out the damage, and I'm up around that 1.5 million damage per second range, and this is just insta-killing basically every ogre I come across in insane mode right now. So once again, it's way too early to be focusing on any sort of hero spotlights. Things are going to change as the game is balanced through early access and just as we get better gear. So as we get Nightmare and then Massacre gear, all of the numbers are going to change again. However, if you want a DPS character right now, the Huntress is without a doubt a winner. There's just no question. She's super fun to play and can definitely get the job done. Now, if you've got a friend that you play with and they're playing a Hero Boost Monk, oh, bring that Hero Boost Monk next to your Huntress and see what the possibility is then. So that will do it for now. Thank you all an absolute ton for watching. Make sure you click that like button. Please subscribe to the channel. And I will be back soon with more Dungeon Defenders in all its form. And in fact, today I'm going to be live right here on YouTube, but later on in the afternoon, starting at 6:30 Eastern Time, 3:30 Pacific Time, going to be doing a special stream over on Twitch with K-Man Kevin, the Mighty and Furious Show, and Mini Shadow, and I am looking forward to that. So thank you all once again, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy.